Hey guys, it's December 1st, and that means it's time for the Banlist video for January 2014. So, we got JayPlay here. He wanted to join in on this. And look, we got a lot of cards to go through. So, if this video takes too long, then I apologize. So, go ahead, grab some popcorn, sit right down, and we're just going to have a big old conversation. So, of course, you can't have Yubel Mastery Banlist without our friend Acrobatic Monkey. you know.
Yeah.
He too broke, needs to be banned. So he's the place. Did you know that when you type in monkey, he's the only one that pops up?
What?
Yeah, I'm like,
because the other monkey isn't spelled like that.
Yeah, I'm like, that's weird. So, we're just gonna hop right into it. So, first card to talk about, Return. Definitely banned. It's an unnecessary evil. It's always been that very powerful card, and especially this format. It's probably the worst limited card that you can go. You know, dragons pay half their life points. Yeah, they'll pay half their life points to take all of your life points. You know, and Dark Worlds use it. It's just been really an unnecessary card that we really don't need, and I definitely feel it should be banned.
It should be banned just because. Look at how it just says it. Get as many monsters as you want. Not only level 4 or lower. There's no restrictions to this card. And over the times of Yu-Gi-Oh, there's been more and more plays that make this card just more and more broken. And the most broken play I've seen so far is Dragons. They'll do it on your turn, so they block your attacks, and then at the end phase, they can return it all back to their hand.
Yep.
So, what was the cost? Half their life points, so they can kill you next turn?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. The card needs to be gone. It's not healthy. It never was in my eyes. Maybe when the game was slower, maybe I can understand, but as of right now, no.
So be banned with its brother?
Yeah, it should be banned with its brother.
Do you remember its brother?
No, I do not.
Yeah, so let's see if we can find its brother.
Pay 2,000 life points, both players, special any monster from play. That card is more fair than that card. But yes, he should be banned with his brother.
There you go. So we're going to have to grab Acrobatic Monkey and go boop right there. So this is the banned area. So we're going to slowly shape this into a list. So some people are saying for the Dragon hit that Ravine should be hit. And I definitely feel that it shouldn't be Ravine. Because if we hit Ravine, then people are just going to turn to this card. And it seems like whenever I see someone's ban list or they hit Ravine, they completely forget about Dragon Shrine. Completely. Like, it's just like, oh, well, Ravine hit, then Dragoonies and Dragon Shrine?
Yeah, and with Dragon Shrine, I'm kind of shocked that they're still not used. I'm guessing because it's not needed for them right now. But with Dragon Shrine, to me personally, it's kind of better than Ravine. Because Dragon Shrine, you can pitch up to 2 monsters.
You know, just run more normal dragon monsters. Run some more Flameveil Guards or something, you know? Blue Eyes Dragon Rulers is a deck.
Oh, it is really a deck
Yes,
now?
it is a deck.
Oh,
so, you know, they're definitely playing this. You know, they'll just be like, Dragon Shrine, send a Blue Eyes, Dragon Shrine, send another dragon. There you go, you know? While this, on the other hand, you know, your opponent can activate it, pay their cost, and you just MST it. You know, there's really no MST in Dragon Shrine. The dragons are in there.
That's it, but who runs that?
Exactly, so I definitely think that if we're going to try to address dragons, that this shouldn't be the hit. So we're going to head and just plop these away. Now, another card that people are thinking about maybe hitting for dragons is Sacred Sword of 7 Stars. And you know what? I'm kind of on the boat with this one. I feel like Konami will try to go after the speed and the consistency of dragons this time instead of hitting the dragons themselves. Konami, they like to at least get 2 months out of their tins. So, you know, that tin that came out in November, they're trying to probably push it a little bit past January, which is understandable from, like, their profit margin, you know. So, I think that we should put this card in the same boat as Allure of Darkness and go ahead and limit it.
Yeah, because, like, Allure of Darkness, yes, it's just for dark monsters, but for the Dragon deck, they don't run a lot of monsters that aren't 7. So, I put that same category because of the fact that of its use. And also, it's kind of worse than Allure because of the fact that they're going to draw their 2 cards, and then the card they banish, they're going to get the effect of Surge. So they're plussing 2.
So in that fact, it's less like an Allure of Darkness and more like a Pot of Greed, because you play 1 card, you get 2. So you get +1.
Yeah, but in this one, you're plussing 2.
No, you +1 because you play it, you banish, you get 2.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then you
right,
search.
Yeah,
so it's +1, just like Pot of Greed.
Yeah.
So definitely just because of dragons. And other decks can use this, and it would be fine. Then it'd be kind of like a trade-in at that point. But just because of dragons, this card should be limited to 1. So we're gonna go ahead, grab another acrobatic monkey, and place it right between the dragons. There you go. Okay, and the dragons themselves. Now, I am pro for dragons all being limited to 1, but I feel like, once again, with the profit margin and Konami still wanting to get more out of dragons, just for maybe one more format, and especially now since the ban lists are closer together now, I definitely feel like dragons could maybe squeeze by with just a semi-limit this time.
I don't want them to squeeze
by with a semi-limit, but I see it,
Because of the fact that Konami is about their money first, which I'll explain later on when we get to a different card, how we know for a fact that they're about their money first. That's the reason why dragons are not going to get hit or banned yet. Well, they might get hit again. They might get down to 2.
I can see 2, but 1, not yet. Now, if they continue to just, they want to test the waters with dragons still. They want dragons to be strong, but not too strong. Strong enough where, people still buy their tins, where dragons can, be splashed in other decks besides light and dark, but not so powerful that it just completely crushes the profit margin of the newer decks coming out.
Yeah, I completely understand that, and I agree with it. And of course, my only problem is the fact that they are the only deck that is this powerful ever. And also, what was it, the Yadolock?
Yep, the Yadolock.
The only deck that can get out of Yadolock.
Yeah.
Can you, sir?
No.
Thank you.
If you guys don't know what the Yadolock is, it's pretty much where they have Sangan on the field. They summon Chaos Emperor Dragon, pay their 1,000, send all cards on the field and in the player's hand to the graveyard. Sangan would go off, searching you for a Yatagarasu, summon Yatagarasu, attack you, can't draw a card, attack. Can't draw a card, attack, can't draw. Who gets out of that? Dragon Rulers do. So, it hurts me to say this, but I feel like they're going to get semi-limited. So, we're going to go ahead and put that there.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Next card that's controversial is Deep Sea Diva. Some people saying that, Diva can go... at first, I was totally pro-Diva. I was like, Diva could be at 3. That's not the correct hit. But I was actually checking out some OCG Mermail decks, and they were going off with Diva. Like, oh my god. It was like there are 3 Divas, there are 3 dragons. It seemed like they didn't even care that their Sphere and their Abyssteus were at 1. They were just going off. And definitely that I feel like Mermails need to be hit because it's like a lesser of evils. Like, some people think that Mermails aren't good and they haven't been doing anything, but the only reason why they haven't been doing anything is because dragons are so powerful that they have a terrible dragon matchup. So they're pretty much sleeping, and they're waiting for their time to pop up. So if we hit dragons so hard and don't touch Mermails, next format, we're going to be drowning. Literally,
Yeah, and it's mainly just because of the fact that almost any hand they get is a good hand. Like, it's very hard for them to get a bad hand.
I got a bad hand at one time.
Yeah.
It was a double title, double MSTs, and double salvage. Like,
But like, once again, who draws that?
Yeah,
That's where the game of luck comes into play. But for Mermails, they have a very high consistency. They have a high power level, and they spam 7s, which is one of the strongest levels in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh right now.
Yep. I mean, not to be like a selfless plug or anything, but if you need proof to see how powerful Mermail is, check out my daily duels. And a good majority of those times when I duel with that deck, I win. There's been a very few times where I've lost, and it's either to Dragon Rulers or I get a bad hand, or I'm just doing a really good player. But a good majority of times, it's just like, I win with Mermails. Big Eye, let me take that. Mermails are still very powerful, and you guys are probably wondering, like, why is that deck still in daily duels? To show you how powerful it is, and to see what happens to it after it gets hit. So, I definitely think that Diva should stay at 1.
Just stay where she's at?
Stay where she's at. She's fine at 1.
You said OCG is going off with her, right?
Oh, going off with her. Like,
I can see how, because it's a searcher for your level 3 or lowers, and it's not hard to play off. Yeah, you have to have Valor, you have to have Feet of Shane, but it's what's yours against mine, and I might not always have mine.
And you guys want to know a scary... let me put a scary image in your thought. Diva plus Malicious.
Oh yeah.
Send Malicious to the graveyard. Diva. Summon Diva. Banish Malicious, summon Malicious, sink for 8. Banish Malicious, summon Malicious, sink for 8 again. Yeah. So Diva, you can stay at 1. 1, you're fine where you're at. Just so you can't touch yourself. Because I know with Malicious at 3 and you going up to 2 or 3, you're going to touch yourself and do those kind of plays. So you stay where you're at. Abyssteus. Now, like I said, Mermail should be hit. This is the card I think we should turn to if we're gonna hit Mermails. Abyssteus is pretty much like their Stratos. He's the easiest to summon. He's even easier, and I think in my opinion, he's better than frickin' Megalo.
For the way they're playing with Mermails competitively, he is better than Megalo. Yeah. There is a way you can play the Mermail deck where Megalo is actually the shit because of all those spell cards and trap cards you can equip to him.
Yeah, but no one plays that
way. They play it this way, and it's only one discard, and you search.
Yep. You get to add a level 4 lower Mermail monster.
You discard, and you plus him, so what? That's -2?
Well, you discard, so that's -1, but then you summon him, and then you search. So you zero out.
You zeroing out?
You zeroing out. But it's just, not only he's the 7, but you get a Mermail monster that's level 4 or lower.
Exactly.
So you can grab from Spike to Lynn to,
it's too much.
Just everybody, almost everybody.
I don't know. Besides the boss monsters, I don't know any Mermails that's not level 4 or lower, besides their bosses.
Yeah, besides like Megalo, Abyssteus, and Lead, but yeah.
I don't think anybody even plays Lead.
Yeah, some people don't. Some people play 1, but most people just like Lead's just bad. So definitely I think that Abyssteus should be limited to 1. 1?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
1, because I don't want the deck to be too powerful. And
we don't want to hurt him too bad either.
But people forget that before Dragons came out, we were in Mermail format.
Yeah, we were getting drawn.
So people are like, oh, Dragons, we've been in Dragons too long, but Mermails were here first, Even before Dragons, before we even knew Dragons were coming out, we wanted to give Mermails the deck. So, let's be angry at Dragons, but let's not forget their predecessors, That's like being hating Dragons, but then giving wind-ups all their stuff back. We can't do that. You got to keep the past and remember, and keep in mind, I'm not for this whole, well, they haven't done anything excuse, because I hate when people bring that up as like, you're just sounding kind of ignorant when you say that. Oh, well, they haven't done anything, so let's give them cards back. You know who hasn't done anything in a while? Chaos Emperor Dragon. You know who hasn't done anything in a while? Bryonic, Dark Strike Fighter. So yeah, no. I'm not for Trish either.
Exactly.
Like OCE. Oh my God, they've been going off with Trish. Like, whoo.
Type of shit makes you want to move to Japan.
You know what's even scarier?
What's that?
Not only do they use Trish in OCG, but they use Mullen Glacier too.
Mullen Glacier?
Yeah, remember the Elemental Lord that picked 2 cards out of your hand when you summon? Mullen?
Which Elemental Lord is he?
The water one. Elemental Lord, I think that's what his name. Where is he? This guy.
That's not hard. Oh, so they go with that, drop 2 out of your hand, and go into a Trish,
and pick something out of your hands. It's like,
wow. Okay.
And they have Water Spirit IOE. Remember that card?
Oh yeah.
Just like,
so basically, you have no hand.
Yeah, like, get out of my hand. No. I'm not pro Trish. So if you guys are thinking like, hey, you want Trish to come back? Nope. So Sphere can stay at 3 because Sphere goes with the Lind. I don't want to kill the deck absolutely. And the thing with Sphere is that they summon their Mermail monster, but they don't get its effect when it's summoned. They're not plussing off of its summon. So I'm perfectly fine with Sphere staying at 3. Sphere can stay.
With Sphere, I'm okay with it because there's ways to derp it out.
Yeah, there is. There's not a lot of things that you MST in that deck. So when you're playing your MSTs, all you gotta do is wait. Don't blind space them.
Yeah,
but when they go Sphere, you just go MST, and then I don't get it.
Exactly. Like, especially with the Mermail deck, I think that card and sometimes Royal Decree, if they play it, is the only cards they set.
Yeah.
And once you see them go pitch, special summon, whatever, you know their deck. You pretty much not know everything in it, but you have a great majority of what you know that's in there.
Yep. So I think Sphere can go ahead and stay at 3.
Yeah,
don't want to hit 2. We're 1.
That shit needs to go down to 2 or 1. Like, seriously, I'm sorry. I play Blackwings. I know their power. And every single time that I've opened up with 2 or more Whirlwinds, I won. People quit. Just because they know what I'm about to do.
Yeah, I wasn't even for Black Whirlwind. I always thought Black Whirlwind should have stayed at 1. And then you have the people on the other side of the spectrum that think that Blackwings aren't powerful enough and that they should get Gale back. And I'm like, no. Actually, you guys should be hit. You guys are an old deck who especially will be stronger in a slower format, which is what we're about to go into. It's a slower format. Blackwings will definitely be a powerful competitor. So let's just tone that down. with these two separate ban lists with OCG and TCG, they were testing out the Black Whirlwind. Black Whirlwind at 2 for them, and Black Whirlwind at 3 here. And I definitely feel that Black Whirlwind at 2 would be the better choice.
It's not needed at 3. To tell you the truth, it's not even needed at 2.
But
I was fine with 1.
Yeah, but I see where they're coming from. They want to boost up Blackwings a little bit, and that's what Konami wants to do. That's fine. I'll settle for 2. I want 1, but I'll settle for 2.
I think the only reason why they're trying to boost it back is because they want Synchros back, and Blackwing, technically speaking, is a Synchro deck. It's just you don't need a Synchro.
They got new cards. They got new cards in a recent pack, but the cards were like garbage.
Those stupid cards?
Yeah.
No, I don't
so
want
that's
those cards.
Exactly. Konami was like, "Hey, we got new Blackwing cards. So here's your Rowan back," and then you saw the cards, and you're just like, "This is garbage," So I wouldn't be surprised if Konami, unless they're gonna do some new Blackwing card, I'd say this card should go back down to 2. Maybe I'd say 1, but I can settle for 2. So we're gonna go ahead and put it in the semi-limited area.
Okay.
And try it. If it's still too broke, then we can simply put it back down to 1 in March. All right. Infernity Barrier 1. Stop, Infernities. You're worse than Blackwing. Stop. It's just
my bias wants to say ban that shit.
Yeah.
But since you are a theme deck and you deserve some sort of brokenness,
yeah.
You get 1.
Yeah.
It's kind of messed up that you get your 1 even because of the fact that
we
the
have
last card
none.
I had that was even somewhat like this was Judgment. And I had to pay half my motherfucking life points for that. What do? Have a face-up freaking Infernity? Like, that's hard.
And no cards in hand. Okay, so you're getting rewarded with a solid Judgment for doing what you're already supposed to be doing. If you couldn't search this card, you could have it at 3 just like, the new Gravekeeper card. But you can search for it.
That's
so,
the problem.
Not including the cards that maybe you drew, but you searched too. If you go first set up and set 3 of those, I'd pretty much lose. And that's just crap, And it's not, and Infernity have just been whooping ass. Not necessarily here in TCG, but in other OCG and other places. What were the places?
Austria, Mexico, and Japan, China, Russia.
They've been getting like top 2,
top 2, top 3.
Yeah.
They're up there.
Yeah, they're up there.
The simple fact of they're hard to address, and you got dragons taking out the Ophion deck. So now there's nobody to address the Infernities. So Infernities are kind of like escaping through. And now they're going against easy decks that they have no problem with. Infernities, they actually put up a hard matchup for dragons.
Yeah.
Even if dragons go first turn Felgrand, they do not care.
And it's the barrier plus the back row, It's just like, yay, I summoned a monster. And then I attack it and run into like a Mirror Force or a Deep Prison or something. And now I'm super neg, I just don't think that this card is healthy. I don't think the deck is that healthy. And, the only possible way this card can stay at 3 is if you couldn't search it anymore, or Konami decided to reword all the Infernity cards to just say you can only activate the effect of this monster once per turn, because they'll summon it, activates the effect that says once per turn, then it'll go to the graveyard, come back, and then you can use it again.
Because that's the broke part about it. The fact that you guys can just keep on redoing it, and there's no type of special ruling on it or anything.
No.
And that's tell you the truth, that's my real problem with that deck. The fact that you can just keep on going and have like a 30-minute turn. Like, I don't know how many times I've been in tournaments and people have been using that deck, and I'm not even the ones doing them. I'm watching other people do it because I'm already done, and these niggas in time because of how long the Infernity player takes their turns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just been getting more consistent over the times of the addition of Lalo Chain, and I just feel like maybe we should just put this card to...
I say 1.
Alright, next card. Hysteric Party. Alright. Now, this is a preemptive strike, in my opinion. Harpies have been doing okay lately. They've been topping up every once in a while. But with a decent hit to Dragons and a decent hit to Mermails, this will be the new deck of Spam 7. And I'll give it to you that this is your card. Just like, I think that every deck that's themed should have their one card. Furries have their one barrier. Gravekeepers have their one Royal Tribute. So this is Harpy's card, and I definitely feel like this card should be just put to 1 as a preemptive strike. You shouldn't have 3 of these cards, especially when you discard 1 card. If that's a Harpy, you can summon that card. And you just summon all these Harpies. You can make a whole bunch of Lightning Chidoris and just go off. So I definitely think that maybe this card should be at 1.
And that's my main problem with it, is because it's continuous. So all you need is 1. And then also, you are discarding 1 card, Special summon as many
copies of Harpy Lady as you want from your graveyard.
As many.
That includes Dancer, that includes Channeler, that includes Queen, Harpies, and if you have your Field Spell, well, that's only one pop because it's simultaneously. But, you know, you can just go into Chidori's. You can summon, when you summon the Channeler from the graveyard, you can use her effect and summon the dragon, make a Draco sack, and, you know, it's just a really easy OTK. Like I said, it's not on the same boat as Return, which is a generic card. This one is themed. This is only for you Harpies, but I definitely think that it should be addressed and be put down to 1. You know, if you get it, then you got it. That's your theme card. That's your thing. But, you know, at 3, it's just ridiculous.
And yes, you can MST it, but that is not the point.
That is not the point. The evidence of abstinence is not the abstinence of evidence. And, you know, that's my theme. That should be my saying on every time there's a ban list. Alright? You know, just because something can be stopped doesn't mean that it should be, you know, not addressed because it can be stopped. You know, just because you can Veiler a Chaos Emperor doesn't mean that Chaos Emperor should be unbanned. So, yeah. Because you won't always have the Veiler for him, you know? You won't always have the MST for the Hysteric Party. So I think that this card should be limited to 1.
Yes, definitely.
Now, this one was JayPlay's one, Hysteric Sign.
Because of fame fact, like, I go against Harpies a lot. I don't know why. I guess because it's gaining popularity.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is they go magical hats and they put that in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll put in Gear Town or some other crap that you don't want to destroy.
But then the hat will destroy it instead.
Exactly. So no matter what, they're going to plus. Now, Hysteric Sign by itself, I have no problem with. The card by itself, I have no problem with. I think it's fair. I think it makes sense. And it's trying to stop people from blind MSTing.
Mm-hmm.
I am okay with that. It's the card combos that you can do with it like that gives me the problem.
You know? Like, if I'm going against a hard player, I'm not going to blind space. I know, because one of them might be a Hysteric Sign. But when they deliberately do it to themselves, that's what's annoying, where they're like, oh, activate sign, search for elegant egotist, so activate my field spell, summon a Harpy, and blow up my own sign, then it ends the turn just +3. So, you play the card. You get 1. You get 1, your elegant egotist is destroyed, so you neg, so you're at 0. But then you +3 for being destroyed. So you +3 off of 1 damn card, you know? And it's just like, oh, search for Channeler, search for Dancer, search for Queen, and it's just, you're just plussing for just for plussing for no reason.
And top it off, if Konami's really trying to slow down the game, that card right there leads to a lot of OTKs.
It does. So, you said what, 2?
I say you can go down 2, just because I don't want to destroy the deck. I do like the deck, as much as I rant and hate about the deck, I actually do like it. I really do like it, and I don't want it to be killed. I just want it to be damn near, at least let me be able to go against it and not have no chance.
Alright, so we're going to put it down to 2, and if you continue to just be super rape next from that, then we'll be
address you harder.
We'll address you harder. Alright, this one.
Fuck that card! Needs to go down to 0! Now I'm playing. It can go down to 1.
It can go down to 1. I put it in the same boat as Hysteric Party. It's a themed card. It's just for the fires that are 200 defense, but really,
it's too many decks. That's
you know,
the problem.
that is too many decks, and it's Konami just constantly just keeps on forgetting about this card, and they just, you know, they hit Gateway and Ultimate Offering, but they kind of forgot about Rekindling, and almost everybody forgot about Return. So, you know, I can't get mad at Konami on that one, but, you know, everybody's been saying, like, hey, this card needs to be down to 1. And if you think that this card shouldn't be down to 1, then you
give me a good reason why.
Yeah, because, you know, special summoning as many fire monsters from your graveyard with 200 defense as possible, and it's just ridiculous. At 3, and it's a spell card, it's just, you know, there's no cost to it. You know, Hysteric Party, you gotta discard a card. Return, you gotta pay half your life points, you know?
Killing? Just have to have the monsters.
Yep, you got it? Okay.
And, like, honestly, at first I was like, Rekindling's okay. You know, but then I thought more and more about it. And the decks that can use it can do too much with it. Yeah. For instance, Lavels. You already know what they're going to do, so I don't need to explain that one. Fire Kings. Now, I understand a lot of you guys are like, well, Fire Kings aren't that good. Oh, Fire Kings can kill you. Mm-hmm. Fire Kings, if you're not an Ophion deck, Fire Kings will rape you and leave you on the ground bleeding with no problem.
And burning.
Yes. So Rekindling, it should be definitely down 1 just because of the simple fact of it's another card where you special summon as many as you want. Except the worst thing about this card is there's no cost.
Yep. And you know, another bad thing is it's a spell. And what's really hard to stop in Yu-Gi-Oh? Spells. You know, you go Hysteric Party, pay your cost, Royal Decree. You go Return and pay half your life points, Trap Stun. You go Rekindling, unless I have like a Solemn Warning or a Dark Bribe
or a Bottomless, we can't do nothing.
I can't, you know. So I definitely think that this card should be limited to 1. This card, ooh, this card.
Another card I want banned, but once again, I can't be biased. I have to be a real Yu-Gi-Oh player and understand that this is a deck that is being used, and Konami is giving this deck more support. I don't know why, but it's giving it more support. So money-wise, we can drop that bitch down to 1.
I'd say 1. I'm gonna put this card in the same boat as One Day of Peace, where you know, it's like an okay card by itself, but when placed in the right hands, it can be dumb and stupid, and therefore it should be put down. If Dark World didn't exist and this card was just itself, who wouldn't care? You kind of neg yourself because you play it, then each player looks at their hand and picks out 1, and then they draw. So you just negged 1 because you played this card. But when Dark Worlds play, and they showed you a handful of Dark Worlds, and and they go first, and especially when they get with 3 of these, and they just pick out everything in your hand, and they just plus and went off. No.
And the other thing about this card is, I'm not exactly the most experienced Yu-Gi-Oh player, but if I drag down my opponent and I see what's in his hand, I'm going to shut you down.
Yeah.
I know exactly everything you're about to do and what you can do. Yes, you're going to draw 1 new card. Yes, for your turn, you're going to draw another card. It doesn't matter.
I know, knowledge is power, good players play Mind Crush, Eradicator, Deck Devi, looking in your opponent's hand, if you get a general glimpse of your opponent's hand, you can see the plays if you're a good player. So, if you're dueling against a good Dark World player and they see your hand, they know exactly what to pick out, they know exactly what's the threat, what's not the threat, and, they can just proceed to just continue to plus. So I definitely think that this card should be limited to 1.
Yes, it's just too powerful.
I also put it in the same boat as Royal Tribute.
Yeah. Either Royal Tribute is a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah.
But I understand.
Yeah.
And I'll give it, even though it's not a theme card, that is the Dark Worlds card.
Yeah. That should might as well just be a Dark World hand or a Dark World guy getting sprinting around.
Just Grapple coming around picking niggas' hands.
Yeah. Snow. Like I said, Dark Worlds have always been a very powerful deck, and especially with their new support, maybe we should just slow them down a bit. Maybe just put Snow down to 2, lower their consistency a bit, and just stop with the little Dark Worlds just a little bit. The Dark Worlds hit in the end would be drag down to 1, return ban, and then Snow to 2. You still got your 3 Graphas, you got your 3 drag downs. You can still make plays. And especially with your new cards coming out, give them a chance to do something.
My problem with Snow is they'll go dealings.
Yeah, they can search for any Dark World.
Throw away Snow. Yeah. Dealings. Draw. Like, it's stupid. I'm sorry. It's really stupid. I don't like Dark World. I don't like, let me rephrase that. I don't like any cards that allows you to look in your opponent's hand. I don't like anything that's like that. I don't even like Fortress completely, even though I love machines. I don't like Fortress completely just because if you target me by effect, I have to look in your hand. I don't like doing that. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. I just don't agree with that at all. And Snow, the fact that you're a searcher even kills you even more. And I don't want to cripple the deck because I don't believe in crippling decks unless it's way too powerful. But I don't believe in crippling decks, so you can have your 2. You can have your 2.
Alright. Next card, Gladiator Beast Bastari. Now, I am not pro Bastari. I've actually seen people with the ban list where they're like, Bastari could go up to 3, and I'm just like, no.
Are they smoking crack?
Yeah, no, this just, I forgot his name, but he's not that big on YouTube, but he's constantly just screaming that Bastari should go up to 3, and it's just like, why? Why do you want to bring back a deck that was of the past? Now, I'm not for it. I like Bastari at 1, but, with their new support, with their Gladiator Beast new support, I wouldn't be surprised that if Konami would put this card up to 2, and, promote their new stuff pretty much just like how they did Blackwing. So, I wouldn't be surprised if this card went to 2.
I'm actually pro Gladiator Beast. I don't use the deck. I never use the deck. I just dueled against it a lot of times, and I like the deck. I like how they jump out the way like little bitches. I like that. But Bastari is way too powerful, and I think that he probably should get hit. He probably should stay at 1. If he goes to 2 just because of the fact that they want to make more money, which Konami is starting to sell singles now, so if they want to bring him up to 2 just so they can make more money and maybe get more people into the theme of buying Gladiator Beast because of the fact they are getting new support, then okay, whatever. You can have it at 2. I don't completely think it should be at 2 because I think it's one of those cards that's a powerful combo. Like, for instance, attack, Wabaku, attack, whatever. There's too many different things that you can do with the Gladiator Beast deck that is very powerful. I do like Gladiator Beast, but I do not believe Vistari should be any higher than 1. I think he should stay his little butt at 1 and keep them like that, especially because of the new support.
Yep, so we're not for it, we don't like it, but we're going to put it to 2, because I feel like that's what Konami is going to do.
Yeah.
Alright.
Just for the money.
Now we're in Evilswarm, we're going to address Evilswarm. So, we got Rabbit, we got Kirkion, and we got Ophion. Now, the thing I feel about Ophion is that even if you hit Ophion, that's really not going to do anything, because the majority of the time, when they summon Ophion, Ophion can protect himself, Ophion can protect himself through his own effect with the Infestation Pandemic and the back row. And really, if you're a deck that's weak against Ophion, they only need to whip out 1 Ophion to beat you. So putting Ophion, unless you want to go to the extremes of banning Ophion and killing the deck completely, Ophion's not the correct hit. So instead of hitting Ophion, I feel that we should hit the consistency of the deck, in which case I think that Rabbit should be banned. This is going back to the RJB0. Like, if you're trying to go through Banlist and trying to, predict the Banlist, and you haven't watched the RJB0's video, you're not doing something right, because he is like the god of predicting when it comes to I get a majority of the stuff that I learned about the Banlist and my predictions off of the RJB0. I will put a link in the description to his video. Watch his video and then come back to this one, and then you'll understand. There's been times where, I think there was actually a YCS where an Evilswarm player just goes Rabbit, banishes, summons 2 of the, what's his name? Heliotrope, make an Ophion, and then set all that back row. It's just, just like the RJB0 says, Rabbit hits 2 of the 2 key reasons that they want to do when it comes to it. Hitting a card that's already on the ban list. Konami likes to hit things that are already on the ban list, not put new things on. They would like to address Rabbit, then put like Kirkion on or put Ophion on. And when it comes to like decks like that, summoning from the deck. Definitely summoning from the deck, which of course Rescue Rabbit does. He summons from the deck, and it's not affecting any of their new profit margin, They made their tins, they sold their tins. You can get a Rabbit for $1 now. So, a deck like this, it's a necessary evil, but let's just lower its consistency down. If we're going to hit dragons, then we should hit Ophion. So, I think Rabbit should be banned.
Rabbit should be banned, definitely. Just for the simple fact of, not only do Evilswarms play it, but there's a lot of decks that can use Rabbit. And you're kind of plussing for no reason.
Yep. So, Rabbit banned. Alright, so that means that Kirkion, you are off the hook, and Ophion, you are not the correct hit, so therefore you are off the hook.
Even though Ophion, because I use an Evilswarm deck in real life, Ophion can be hit down to 2, but it's not needed right now.
It's not needed, If we put Ophion down to 2, then, okay, then I guess I'll go with another Keybill, which we will get to in a second. Alright, next hit. Constellar Sombre. Now, I play Constellars. I know how powerful they are. If a good majority of decks get hit, if dragons go down to 1 and Mermails get pushed out of the way, I definitely see that Constellars could be a good contender. They've been doing fairly well this format, and like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, and this is coming from a Constellar player. I definitely know. Alright, yeah. I definitely know how powerful Constellars can be, and I wouldn't be surprised if Sombre goes down to 2. Now, Sombre going down to 2, would that be like a major hit to them? Like, no, because we have Sheraton, but, instead of just going like, oh, Sombre, oh, Sombre, oh, Sombre again? Yeah, I definitely feel that, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not like pro for it. I'm not like, oh yeah, hit them damn Constellars. But if the list came up and it said Sombre 2, I wouldn't be like, oh no.
My thing with Sombre is OTK.
Oh.
Because
I only need 1.
Exactly. Just see this. If you're going against an opponent, he sets 1 back row, sets 1 monster, and you went first, and you're a Constellar player, you already went to a Pleiades, in turn of their phase, bounce back to back row. Your turn, bounce away their monster that's face down. Normal summon Sombre, effect, banish, put out cost, turn it 5, and do the OTK.
Yep.
It's not hard.
Make a Shark Fortress, make the Pleiades into an M7, detach, for Shark Fortress, make the M7 attack twice, then turn the Shark Fortress into a Guide Charger. That's 27, 27, 26, exactly 8,000. So, I only need 1, and like I said...
Sombre can recycle itself.
Yes, Sombre can recycle it. So I definitely don't put Sombre and Kirkion in the same boat. I know what you guys are probably thinking, but think about what they can make with a Kirkion. Ooh, another Ophion. Think about what I can make with a Sombre, though. What's scarier? What's scarier? Turning a Sombre into a Pleiades, or turning a Kirkion into an Ophion? Yeah, like, what's so scary about that? If you're already having the advantage and they summon a Kirkion, you're like, okay, but if you're having the advantage and I summon a Sombre and turn into a Pleiades, I can flip the whole duel on its head just with one Sombre. So, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes down to 2. If it doesn't go down to 2, then fine. Okay, cool. I'm going to be doing... Still play. Even if Sombre goes down to 2, I'm still going to be playing my Constellars. But, if he goes down to 2, okay. If he doesn't, okay, So I'm kind of like, meh on that card right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in the 2 department just to make people feel a little bit better. Now we're up to the Spellbook hit. And this was probably the hardest one because, I'm constantly just scratching my chin about how good this deck is. Sometimes it just does crappily. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, oh, Spellbook's topped. Oh, Spellbooks are like one of the best decks, And then just like, where do I gauge you in, on this spectrum, Like, this format definitely sucks because there's no definite tier 2. No. It's like dragons and everybody else. And that's what's definitely sucking right now because I don't know where to place Spellbooks and whether they warrant a hit or not. Some people are all for hitting Spellbooks, while some people on the other hand say that they're not doing anything, which of course I hate that excuse. But I'm going to go off of my experience, and in my experience at my locals, Spellbooks are topping. Like,
yeah.
It's dragons and Spellbooks at my locals. And you would be surprised, without their judgment, but yet they're still one of the best decks at my locals. And it's definitely because of the fate and the back row and the consistency. And we're going to be here, and we're actually going to hit them right now.
And the other thing is, like, he didn't put this card on here because it's not really worth getting hit. But their tower. That draw power. That helps them out a lot.
They only play, like, 1.
I know, but it's not worth getting hit.
Oh, no.
That's why I'm not telling you to put it on the list or anything, because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Because I could care less about your tower. What I care less about your little boy in a little bit. He is your searcher, but at least I can address him. I can do things to him. But this and this, I hate those two. I hate those two with a passion, especially with this, because once they get that 1, they will just keep on recycling it.
Yeah. I think that we should put Spellbooks in the same boat as Mermails, where if dragons go away, then this deck, it's pretty much sleeping. It pops its head up every once in a while, just like Mermails, but pretty much this deck is sleeping, waiting for its time. It doesn't have a very good dragon matchup, especially now. It can't keep up with the speeds of dragons without their judgment. Some people still play the Kaiku just for them, but you can't keep up with the speeds of dragons, so you're just pretty much just waiting for them to get hit so bad, and then you can pop your head up for a full match. So I think just like we kind of hit Mermails, we should kind of hit you. Now, what do you think we should do?
Alright, Secrets, I want that hit down to 1 because it's a normal spell card and it's a broad searcher. And what most people do is they go Secrets, search, little boy, search, go into Masters, copy Secrets, and search again. So they just search 3 times in 1 turn.
But wouldn't that kind of neuter the deck if they went down to 1?
Do you think it will?
I think so. I think
so what, 2?
Yeah, I think 2.
Because I don't want to kill the deck. I do actually like Prophecies. I do like the deck. I like how they basically everybody work together. Prophecy is definitely a team effort deck.
I definitely think that we should slow down the deck and then promote some new Spellbook plays. Let's just not go with that generic play. And with Secrets at 3 and Little Boy at 3, that's just going to be the generic start. So maybe putting down Secrets at 2 and maybe Little Boy down to 2, we can slow down their play, slow down the deck a little bit, and maybe promote some different plays. Maybe like summon Tempest, activate a Wisdom, summon something else. Promote something different than just this generic mass. Summon Little Boy. Yeah, they love doing it. They're like, Secrets, summon Little Boy, search for Masters, Master copy Secrets, that's another one, search for another card, probably Tower, something like that, and that's already 2 in the graveyard, 1 more, and you already got the full effect of Fate,
And Fate, that card, honestly, I hate that card.
I hate the card too, but even putting it down really won't do anything, especially since they can recycle it,
But I agree with what you said earlier.
And they do struggle to use 3 fakes. Like, if you get hit with Fate 3 times in the duel, then you're a very lucky person, because either they lose or you win by then, because they have a hard time putting spellbooks in the graveyard sometimes. They'll activate a random wisdom when you don't even have back row, just so they'll have that last spellbook card. So I don't think that maybe Fate should be the card to be hit this time. I think that maybe putting Secrets to 2 and Little Boy to 2, and then seeing what they do for next format.
The only reason why I personally want Fate to get hit is because I feel like that's their trump card.
That is their trump card.
I'm not saying hit it down to 1, but I just want something to happen to that card, just because of the fact that it is their trump card. A lot of people say no, it's what's her name?
Abyssteus.
And some people say it's World, and I'm like,
no.
If you think about it, yes, they do help. But 9 times out of 10, when you were about to kill them, what happened? You got fated.
Yep.
But I also agree with you. I want to see the deck actually top. I somewhat want Prophecy to get a little bit glimpse of a format. Yeah. Because every time they got close to it, something new came out, like dragons.
Yeah, and it's just like, we can't neuter the deck, because especially, once again, we're going back to the Konami money.
Yeah. Which I heard they are trying to do more for it.
Yeah, what just came out in the 10 Masters.
Yeah.
What's coming out in that new battle pack? High Priestess. So they don't want to kill the deck. They still want to make money off of it,
Exactly.
So
and Priestess, that's actually kind of funny. We have we're just in spellbooks, and we're not even talking about both of their bosses.
No, because it's not the bosses. High Priestess is annoying and all, but it's definitely just the little boy searching, and just the consistency and the plussing, and that's where I think that Konami, because there's actually a list of what they go down. It's first they hit the one card stupid plays, like return and stuff.
Right.
Cards that just net you a whole bunch of advantage. Then they hit your consistency, either through draw or through search. And then lastly they'll hit the boss monster. Generally they stay away from the boss monster.
Okay.
So this is the next step, because they really don't have, they had a stupid card, which is Judgment. They hit that. So we're taking a step down, hitting your consistency. So we're going to hit the little boy, and we're going to hit the secrets. And we're going to see what you do.
I'm fine with that.
We're going to put
them both deck to 2.
Yep, so we're going to put you to 2. No, put Sombre in front. I like Sombre. And we're going to put Secrets to 2. And then Fate. Sorry, I know you can go. You can go. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna talk about this real quick, because I hate this deck. I don't want it ever to have a format. I don't want it to even exist. This is the most luck-based, consistent, stupid deck alive. I mean, I only seen 3 people. Sorry, Yubel, but only 3 people who've actually used this deck and had a really good consistency. And it's dumb. I'm sorry. To me, the deck is just dumb. Yes, there's a lot of people who are, oh, Lightsworn's is shit. Lightsworn's this, Lightsworn's that. I don't even get mad when you guys beat me. Yeah. Because it's luck. Yeah. You guys even use, I'm sorry to reveal this card, but you guys even use this to encourage your luck. Mm-hmm. So, JD, not because of yourself, but just because of your luck base having ass.
It's just drop JD, wipe the field. And it's not even once per turn either.
No.
You can wipe as many times as you got 1,000 life points, so it's just ridiculous. You can just go JD wipe. Oh, there goes one Zen attachment. Then JD wipe again. There's another one. JD wipe again. Oh, it's dead. Now 2 more JDs in each game.
Exactly. Same thing with what's his name. If you're using a Yubel deck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have what you call it?
Terra Incarnate.
No, the first one.
Yubel.
Yubel regular. If I Yubel, okay, I'm cool. He has to destroy it. JD. Oh, well, there goes all 3 of them.
Yep, JD, yep, Summon Terror. JD, okay, they're all, Ultimate Nightmare? Nope, JD, ugh,
Yes, you're paying 3,000 life points, but you're trying to go for game.
So, and then this is the problem we had once again, because what I just said. Stupid cards, consistency, boss monsters.
But the only problem with this deck is, they're luck-based consistent.
Yeah, so unless we, hit maybe Solar Recharge down to 2 again, because it was at 2 at one point, but then it went up to 3. There's really not much we can do with hitting their consistency. Charge is already at 1, and it should never go back up. But,
the only cards we can really hit, in my eyes, the ones that I think are the powerful ones, is JD and Illumina.
Lumina just went up to 3.
I don't care.
Yeah, she was at 1,
and
then she went to 2.
She needs to bring her little happy ass back down to 1.
Really?
Well, I see her power.
I think Solar.
Solar Recharge?
Yeah.
Type that up again. I forget which one that one is.
Just the drawing card. I think Solar should be the one to get hit. Because that just speeds them up to immense proportion.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw the picture. I remembered it.
No.
So let's see here. They discard one.
That's already one. Draw two.
Draw two. So
And then,
that means they're zeroed out. But then they send the top two to the graveyard. So that means they kind of plussed from that.
Yep.
Just for the simple fact that they got away maybe some dead draws, and maybe they got some more Lightsworns in there. And that's one of the problems when it comes hard to hit Lightsworns, because of the fact that they're luck based.
Yep.
So it's kind of hard to be like, what's really the problem? But this card is a problem.
This I think this is the problem, and I think I forgot to put it on there. You know.
Well, don't they have another one that actually allows them to search for a Lightsworn?
That's already at one.
Oh, it is.
That's at one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, charge.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yep, it's already at one. So I think we should put Solar back down to one, charge at one, and then you could keep your 3 JDs, and then we'll see what you can do. Because I know that you're trying to promote, Lightsworns and all, but that's just too fast. Just going up. Solar Recharge, pitch, draw. Oh, I drew into another Solar Recharge. Solar Recharge, pitch, draw. Oh, drew into another Solar Recharge. Solar Recharge, pitch, draw. That's already 3, not including the monsters not even the cards you drew, and the cards that you just milled off the graveyard. That could be, through Solar Recharge by itself, that could be a first turn JD / OTK. So I think that's the card that should go down to 1.
My friend, Tyson, he actually uses a deck that's like this, and he's done that to me before.
Mm-hmm.
I used to tell him all the time, you're having Exodia plays. Like, I'm over here just chilling, just waiting, like, I'm just going to wait. And it'll be like literally 2 to 4 minutes later till it's my turn, just because of how much drawing, how much discarding that he is doing.
Yep. So I think that it shouldn't be JD. You can keep your boss monster.
Yeah, you can keep him.
But
I'm okay with him.
We're gonna hit your consistency again. I know.
Actually, I'm not okay with him.
I'm not okay with him, but I hate him just like I hate Grapha, just like I hate Garunix. But
Grapha's different.
No.
Grapha, they really need the Grapha. Lightsworn, they actually don't even need all 3 of their JDs anymore, because they got that Light Ray guy, the 2600
Light
guy,
Ray, and
then they got like 2 other ones that do extremely good things. So it's not like you guys really need your JD anymore.
Yeah, but once again, hitting the boss monster comes after hitting the consistency.
Yeah, I understand.
So
we can hit the consistency first. And it's a $10 card, so yeah, go ahead, spend your money, dog.
Yep. So I think what's the charge? I think Solar Recharge was at 1 at one time. I remember it being at 2, and then went into 3. I was like, no. But it went to 3 anyway. But I can't remember if it was at 1. I know Charge was always at 1, but yeah, I can't remember. I'll probably do some research after this, but
okay.
I remember that it was on the list at one time, and then they just let it go. All right, so
don't even pass the next card. I don't even want to look at him. I don't even want to look at that ugly bitch.
Do we really have to say this guy?
I only have to say one thing. Decks that don't even like to mill are using this.
Yeah, it's a 33% chance that you'll win the duel, pretty much. It's an unnecessary evil, and I definitely think that this card should just be banned. We don't need it. We didn't need it. OCG never got this card. When this card came out in Japan, it immediately banned. They never got to play this card. We were the first one to experience this card, and look how it turned out.
And this goes back earlier in the video. I said how Konami wants to make money.
Okay.
This card is a perfect example. The reason why it came out was because it was coming in Joy's World.
Oh, you sold your Joy's World. Everybody bought it. There's nothing else that's really good in there. You sold it. Let's move on. So
that card can be banned.
Banned. All right. And you know what? Just because I want to skip it and go to a necessary evil and explain the difference between this card and a necessary evil, because this 6 cents unnecessary evil. You don't need it. Whether you have 6 cents or not isn't going to change how your deck runs. You're just running it just to win. Now, a necessary evil is Heavy Storm. I am straight up pro Heavy Storm. I think that this whole set 5 back row, it takes no skill. Just the existence of Heavy Storm just scares, your opponent into making decent plays. I'm not saying no Harpy's Feather Duster. I'm not saying Giant Trunade. I'm just saying Heavy Storm. Come back to 1 and just be that enforcer. Be that necessary evil. Where, if your opponent sets 5 back row and they get Heavy Storm, that's their fault. Because they knew that it's going to be in your deck, And I'm not saying put it up at 3. I'm just saying 1. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But I like that this card is necessary evil. And I know I see the other side of the spectrum where it's like, well, Heavy Storm. I get Heavy Storm, then I get OTK'd. Well, you know what? You can play cards like Threatening Roar, and be a little bit more cautious, you know. But this whole like, oh, this isn't a set 5 back row format. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And due to us not having, not having a card like that, well, we have like Malevolent Catastrophe, but your opponent has to attack for that.
And that's saying that he doesn't MST it.
Yeah, that's a much slower card. So, I definitely think this is a necessary evil, and I want it to come back to 1.
For me, I'm not pro Heavy Storm, but it's needed.
It's needed.
I'm not pro at all for it, because I don't like the fact that you can just use one card and change the whole game around. But once I have experienced this format, and I saw that I'm just setting crap loads of back row, and people have no answers for it.
Nope.
And I'm seeing now more and more that it's a card that's needed just because of the fact of, 1, it scares the crap out of your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
For 2, it'll stop people from setting all their back row. It'll make them set about 2 or 3 instead of setting all of it.
Yeah, there's some add some little bit of skill into it. Instead of just mindlessly setting all your back row, now you're thinking, well, should I set this many? Then my opponent might have a Heavy Storm. I should be a little bit careful. Hey, Konami, listen to me. Heavy Storm promotes Starlight Road. Starlight Road promotes
Synchro.
Stardust, and Stardust is in the Shadow Spectre?
Oh, that's right, it is coming out again.
Yeah? We got a deal. You give me Heavy Storm, people play Starlight Road, people play Stardust is in your Shadow Spectre. Yeah? Yeah.
And that's another thing, Konami. What the fuck? Stardust is never getting reprinted again. Next pack. Stardust is getting reprinted.
Stardust, when they said that they weren't going to reprint Stardust, that card shot up through the roof. Like the rare ones were like $12 just because, you could never get a Stardust again. And then Konami decided to just,
switch the roots.
It's Konami.
Let's keep it going.
Alright, so.
Actually, when we do these next 2 cards, put those 2 right over here and move him right there.
Okay.
They're all together.
Yeah, these guys are together. This is sort of an Evilswarm hit, but then it's kind of not.
Because there's other people who can do this. Blackwings can do this, and Gravekeepers can do this, and there's like 2 other decks that can do this.
Your favorite deck? Infernities.
Oh, yeah. Infernities can actually do that?
Yeah, they're dark.
No, I know that, but I didn't know they had enough level 4s.
Oh, yeah, they have. They're all level 4s, almost.
Okay.
Except for Necromancer.
Alright.
They run Armageddon Knight, they run Dark Grepher, they run Mystic Tomato, they run...
Tell you the truth, I don't even want to hit this card because of an OTK. I don't want to hit this card because it's super powerful. I want to hit this card because I don't want to go to damn turn 60 because of this shit.
Yeah, definitely this whole Master Key Beetle, summon it, target my face down, and it's a safe zone. This is getting redundant, repetitive, and making the duel way too long. Duel shouldn't go 50, 60 turns because of this little lock, or even this little lock. But this little lock right here, this is the dumb one, because there's really nothing you can do about it,
The sad part about it is, I would love to say, okay, fine, just put Key Beetle down on 1. But all they need is 1. And the thing about it is, we can either A, hit the Key Beetle, which Konami's not making any more money off of, or B, hit the save zone, which they're reprinting, or hit the Vanity's Emptiness, which they're still making money off of. Look at that, $9.95 to $16.79. And Konami does sell singles. Where Key Beetle, he's only like $5.
And I know you guys are probably thinking, well, Vanity should be hit, but if we hit Vanity, then people are just gonna turn to other cards. It's kind of like that. I'm telling you right now, it's no Royal Oppression. Royal Oppression, you can decide when to turn that card or turn that card on or off. And if you don't got the life points to pay it, you don't got the life points to pay it, If you whoop your opponent's ass and then activate Royal Oppression and they don't have the life points to pay it to stop your special summoning, then, they're just shit out of luck. Well, Vanity, on the other hand, says neither player can special summon, and then all you gotta do is just get a card off the field. Just MST something else and Vanity is gone as well.
And not only that, but Vanity itself will get rid of itself by the opponent. I've had a few times going against people, and they got rid of their own Vanity and didn't even realize it. Like, one guy, he went, Vanity's in, I'm like, okay, that's fine. And he went, Pod Duality, okay, Vanity's gone.
Yeah.
And so, I used to be very against it because there's a lot of good plays, which I'm not going to reveal.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good plays you can do with Emptiness. And I understand why it could get hit, but Vanity's not the problem.
No.
Safe Zone's not the problem. It's the key.
Kibido, you know? Vanity. If we hit Vanity, okay, well, I guess I can put in Falsadana, maybe Jowgen. Ooh, maybe Christia, you know?
Exactly.
There's other cards that stop special summoning. It's not just, even, what's his name? Vanity's Fiend.
Oh,
The,
yeah.
the card is Vanity's Emptiness is based off of. This is the same exact thing. So, you know, it's not like, I can understand if Vanity was the only card in Yu-Gi-Oh! That stops special summoning, but it's not. And really, it's no Royal Oppression. I used to think it was a Royal Oppression until I started playing it, and then I realized it's not. It's definitely not. They generally, you can get rid of it, or your opponent will get rid of it. So, yeah, I think that Vanity can stay where it's at. It's a nice little anti-meta card. It promotes a little bit more skill in the game. You know, you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them. So, but this lock is dumb, and this lock is dumb.
Yeah.
So, with Vanity staying, and Safe Zone with his reprint staying, there's only one card we can turn to, which is Kibido. Kibido, you only need one. It's pretty much Shockmaster. You only need one. So I know this is probably going to be like a shock factor to everybody, but Master Kibido,
Needs to be banned.
you need to be banned.
I mean, I would love to say keep it at 1 just because I like the card, but it promotes too many unhealthy plays.
Exactly. So Kibido, you're banned. So, but we can't put you up here. So we'll just keep
throw
you
him out
down.
that fucking thing. Just throw his ass away.
You know, so we'll just put you right here, so everybody can see. Vanity,
Vanity can stay.
you can stay, and
Sing,
Sing, you can stay.
Alright, so next would have been my favorite card.
Alright. Now, this is a condition. Now, I don't want to show you guys this card because then you guys are going to be like, oh my god, I'm going to start playing that card. But this card is pretty much a Pot of Greed, except now worse than Pot of Greed because we don't have Heavy Storm. Now, I'm going to make a deal with you guys. If Heavy Storm gets unbanned and we have it at 1, you can keep your shard. But if it doesn't and Heavy Storm remains banned, then this card should be limited to 1. Because it's pretty much an evil where your opponent activates Shard of Greed and sets them back row. You got an MST. Now you can hit them back row and, you know, blocks and get rid of some back row for, you know, upcoming plays that you were trying to do, and let your opponent +2, or you can hit the Shard of Greed and then and get hit by the back row. You know, definitely now since Heavy Storm is gone, Shard of Greed's kind of been like a big old target where it's like, hey, hit me, or I'm gonna let, you know, your opponent's gonna +2, and it's just like we don't have the resources for this anymore. You know?
And like for me, this is exactly how this happened. I was using my Machina deck, and I did not know what to do in order to have more draw power. And Daniel showed me this card, and I was like, oh, so that's definitely at 1. He's like, no, it's at 3. I'll tell you this, guys, much. Ever since I started using this card, every single time I've gotten at least 2 of them, I've won duels.
Yep.
I do not lose when I get at least 2 of them.
It's Pot of Greed. It is Pot of Greed.
And then what do you think about it? If I draw 2 Shard of Greed, which I do a lot, if I draw 2 of them, I go Shard of Greed, Shard of Greed. Now, on my turn that I get my draw 4 for, I draw 1 card beforehand. So I just draw 5 cards.
Yep.
Think about that for a second.
No, there's a huge difference between this card and Reckless Greed. Huge difference, you know? And, you know, you guys probably haven't realized it yet. You haven't seen this card, but yeah, that's my deal I'm going to make. If Heavy comes back to 1, you can have this card at 3. You can play your 3 Shard of Greeds because you're going to get Heavy and you're going to neg. But unless Heavy comes back, you know, we're in 3 MST format, but we need our MSTs. We need to hit something else before Shard. You know, dragons, they could just pop this in the. Think about it. Think about Dragon Rulers.
Yeah,
they start playing Shard of Greed. Now, ask yourself: do you want to hit the Shard of Greed and you know let them go off with their Dragon's Ravine, or do you want to hit the Dragon's Ravine and allow them to +2 off with Shard of Greed? You know, it just puts you in a conundrum that you shouldn't be in, and the only reason why this card is good right now is because we have no Heavy Storm.
Exactly, and I use and abuse the crap out of this card.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the meh list on the side right here, and we're gonna come back to these 2 in a sec. So Stratos, everybody, well not everybody, but a lot of people want Stratos to come back. I'm not pro Stratos. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. So if you guys think you can work me over by saying, well, heroes aren't doing anything, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work because heroes are so damn powerful, and you didn't need this card. I've gotten OTK'd by heroes just because of Stratos so many damn times. It's not even funny. And you would think that I would feel sympathy because you lost one of your best monsters, but 3 E-calls, a Rhoda, 3 Hero Lives, 3 Miracle Fusions, and of course 3 Super Polys. Yeah, you're not getting any sympathy out of me. Stratos, stay banned. You're fine being banned, and I don't want you to come back.
Me personally, the only people I feel sympathy for are the evil hero players and the Destiny players, because they actually need a Stratos. But you regular elemental hero players, no, you do not need him. You guys have plays and plays and plays out the butt. I think Heroes is probably one of the very few decks that have like 30 different decks within a deck.
Yep.
You guys can make so many different decks with yourselves, it's not even funny.
No, you can just like summon a Stratos, search for a Bowman, summon a Bowman, exceed into Excalibur, detach to activate a Miracle Fusion, summon, just like, oh my god, and it was all because of this one guy, you know, and it's Elemental Hero Stratos, so you can Eco for Stratos, you can Roto for Stratos, and it's like, no, you don't need searchers for your searchers, it's just dumb.
And then Stratos also, he can actually help other decks now.
Yeah, you know, like, Stratos, remember, Stratos is a win, remember what card that just came out in Joey's World? Oh yeah, Harpy Dancer. Yeah, remember? Return Stratos to summon them again to get another search? No.
That'd be too broke.
No.
Because you would go Stratos, search, return, Stratos, search. It's too much. It's too much.
No, it is. It's too much. And you know what, Stratos, we did this format without you, and it's been a fun format. You know, if Heroes really wanted to do something, they really could, but they're just being so busy being butthurt that Stratos is gone that they really can't, you know, pick up. You know, like when something passes away. You know, you hurt for a little while, but you get over it. But I'm constantly just hearing wails and wails from people about Heroes and Stratos. You're still a great deck, you know? Jaden wishes he had a deck like the ones you can make now, you know? So, I definitely think that Stratos should just stay banned.
Yeah, he should stay banned. Hero players, for all you guys who are saying that Heroes can't do anything, y'all can just shut up. I'm sorry, I've seen you guys do anything, especially with that mass change. Like, you need to go somewhere. And you have Super Pilot, you just put more effort into you guys self. That's all I have to say.
Alright. Big Eye. I heard you like Big Eye, so I can Big Eye your Big Eye to Big Eye with your Big Eye.
That's my only problem with Big Eye, is that fact that makes sense. That's my only problem with it. Like, me personally, I got so used to mind control that Big Eye, when Big Eye came around, I was like, okay, I'm already used to it. But the fact of the term is that you can make him now with just using one card, it's kind of mad. It kind of makes me mad. And I know Konami's not going to hit it yet because of the fact that they're reprinting it, so I kind of have to deal with that. But he's worth being looked at, and it's not because of the fact of his effect. It's not because of the fact that he's level 7. It's rank 7. It's the fact that he's generic.
Yep.
And what happens with generic cards? Felgrand. That's all I have to say.
You know, and I'm totally for just putting Big Eye to 1. And OCG, he's at 1. Generally, we use 1. But I definitely see it from the other side of the spectrum with Konami trying to make money. It's in the new battle pack. They want to sell a Big Eye. You know, it's the same reason why we didn't hit Safe Zone. Same reason why we didn't hit High Priestess. You know, they want to sell these Big Eyes. So I wouldn't be surprised if Big Eye goes untouched.
Yeah, he'll probably go untouched.
You know,
if he gets hit
for this one, Big Eye goes untouched. But then in March, or whenever the next ban list is, when they're done selling all of that they're selling from the battle pack, part 2, then bam, hit them down to 1. You know, because, you know, it's kind of limiting what decks that Konami can make, you know. Sure, they would probably love to make some more level 7 monsters, but then they always got to keep in mind that Big Eye. Yeah, so
well, actually, tell the truth, I can care less about Draco
I could care less about Draco Sack. Some people like Draco Sack to 1, but really, you really only need 1 Draco Sack. You know, if you can get around 1 Draco Sack, there's a chance that you can either win or lose the duel. You know, so 1 Draco Sack is fine. Draco Sack can stay whatever.
Big Eye is the main problem.
Yeah, Big Eye. When you can Big Eye your Big Eye to Big Eye with your Big Eye, then that gets to be a problem. So, but once again, you want to sell.
Just because of the battle bag.
Yep.
Which I'm fine with. I'm okay with. But Konami, no, that card is broken.
Yeah, that card is broken. Just realize it. Just remember it. And finally, actually, wow, the last card. This video's so long, but you know, when we get into it, we can get into it. We got Karakuri, Shogun. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna save this before it goes to sleep. Beret, pretty much.
All right, before we just show you guys this card, there's another card I want to show you guys, and just keep in mind what Karakuris are. This is coming out.
Yep, I mean, it hasn't been confirmed when it's coming out for us, but yeah, look at that. When this card is normal summon, you can add a level 4, Earth monster. Yeah,
Machine.
Machine, yeah.
Now, I run a Yugioh deck on DN. If you want to get your butt kicked by me, you can come around and get
So
it.
conceited.
Yes, I'm hella conceited with a Gear Gear deck.
Oh my god.
But anyway, this card right here, for the Gear Gear deck, it was needed. Because they needed something to go to this in order to get to him.
Yeah.
Because all they had before that was this. But Karakuri's also needed this because of the fact that they needed something to search and needed something to thin out their deck more so they don't have to get bad cards.
You know, you're probably thinking, well, you can't attack. Well, you know what? Katakuris, they can wait a turn to kill you. They can, you know?
I don't even want to say how many times I've been OTK'd because of the fact that I wasn't prepared. Karakuri's is a reason why I stopped running Mirror Force. And I started running Phoenix Shane.
You know? And it's just like, you're probably wondering, like, well, you know, they also have Burrito, but I feel like Bure is the one. He's easier to make.
That lets you special summon?
They both let you special summon.
But this one's 8, right?
No, that's the 7 one.
Oh yeah, that's the easier one.
That's the once per turn you can change the battle position.
Oh,
and then the ones,
yeah.
some of them are like, hey, when this card changes battle position, summon from your deck. And it's just like, okay, so he just promoted even more. While Burrito, on the other hand, he's only as good as, who are you trying to search for?
I'm just going to pick Karakuri's just for people who don't understand.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, monsters.
Oh yeah, they have tons of monsters. They even have their own.
That's the one that we're thinking.
They,
we're talking
see,
about.
look, they even have their own United.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, you only have your own United too. Yeah. So I think it was like maybe this lady or something like
I
that.
think she was the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You know.
that card right there, it's what leads to the OTK. Yeah, you're like, well, it's not level 4, so they can't search for it. It doesn't matter. The level 4 that they can search for is he does get an effect from when they switch positions.
Yep, this guy too.
Yeah. And these are all monsters that they can special summon.
Yep.
And then they have another one where they keep on drawing cards for this. I literally went against a Karakuri person, and he's had 4 monsters on the field, 3 back row, and still have 4 cards in his hand.
Yep, just cards in his hand. And then they just go for the game, they go for the kill, and then just to put the cherry on top just to make sure you're dead, they're going to toss a limiter removal up in your ass, and you're going to die.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep, you're going to die.
And, like, the thing about it is, it's another deck that I do like because of the fact that it's different. And also the fact that it's kind of one of those underground type
Yeah,
decks.
and once again, it's a sleeper deck just like Mermail, just like Spellbook. If we allow this deck to be unhit and then kill dragons, then open the floodgates to this, to constant OTK. And especially since, you know, we hit the back row, you know, we hit that Toronto, we hit that Mirror Force, we hit that Bottomless to, you know, lessen the back row, but then we're kind of losing the protection to Katakuris, you know?
And yes, there is things that we can use again. There is Phoenix Chain, there is Breakthrough Skill. But, like Yubel says,
Yeah.
the evidence absent isn't absent evidence.
Yeah.
So, please guys, just don't think we're like going out of our way to say that all these cards are worth being hit, and they're not. They really are. If you really take the time and look at these cards and see what they do to the meta, people change their decks sometimes because of these cards' existence.
Yep, so I definitely feel like it's not Bure, not Burrito, because Burrito is only as good as, you know, the battle position you can churn. Well, this guy can do it himself. Bure, you should be the one that's being limited to 1.
Yeah, he should be hit to 1 just because of the fact that they stack.
Yep, they do. So, that's it, guys. I guess we have nothing going up to 3. I can't really think of anything that should go up to 3 right now.
I can't even think of anything that's at 2 that went at 3.
Mm-mm.
Guys, if you have comments or suggestions on what you would like to see, and we really think it's something that should be addressed, I will go with it, because I'm pretty sure there's probably 2 or 3 cards that I'm forgetting about.
Yeah.
That I'm not saying, like, there is one card that I would love to get hit, but it's a deck that's not doing anything, that has never done anything. It's like tier 3.
Yeah.
It's just a broke card.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay.
You know, so, this video is already over an hour long. So, for those of you who pretty much just want to see it, you can just go to the end of the video. But I'm going to do you guys a favor. I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to put You can see what the cards are banned, where they're limited, where they're semi, and when they're unlimited. These ones down here, I'm going to go ahead and put and edit it with paint and put like arrows and inform you. And if you guys want to talk about any cards, the comment section is open. We can go ahead and talk. And if things need to be changed or reround, or you might, if we forgot something, or maybe you can convince me to change my ideas on something, I will edit and put like annotations in on the video and such. And we can get this done. No, you can't change. Now, some of them you can't, but some of them, you might be able to like sway us. So if you guys have anything with that, then we can go ahead and do that. But sorry to hold you up all day. Like I said, I warned you guys at the beginning that this was going to be a long video, and when it comes to Banlist, you can tell how serious I am. You know how prideful and how much I love this game, and yes, I would sit here and talk about over an hour just about this. So if we missed anything, go ahead and take the time to go ahead and comment. Thank you guys for watching. If you did, just put this as like the background while you're doing your homework.
Yeah.
And just listen to us. We're pretty much like the preachers of Yu-Gi-Oh right now.
Right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put that image in the description. I'm also going to put a link to the RJV0's video, because you need to watch his video to get a gist of how this video works as well. So, yep. I think we're done right now. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the support. And we will be back for the real ban list, and we'll pretty much go over the actual ban list that Konami puts and see, what we like, what we don't like, and pretty much try to predict how the format will go.
Alright guys, stay safe, promote good play.